everybody. Welcome back to the corner. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I have something that I have to tell you. Come close. Come here. Come here. It's story time. It's story time. All right, let me tell y'all about how I snuck out in Amsterdam. I almost got my life taken from me because my mom was gonna kill me. Y'all ready for the story time? Let's go. Hello, everybody. Welcome to my corner.
Welcome to my corner. Let's have a talk now. From Miami to California. Check your girl out. I'm gonna give it to you straight up. That's right. That's right. Keeping it real, no games inside. Let's go. Welcome to my corner, y'all.
Okay, so here's the thing. We all know I'm a military kid. Well, most people don't know is that I spent more than half of my life living abroad. I graduated high school in the Netherlands, which is near Germany, right beside Germany, actually. And I lived in Japan before that. So I've only been living in America for about, actually we're tied right now. So I haven't really been living in America that long. So anyways, when we lived in Japan, most of the time we hung out on the military base and we couldn't go off base without our parents. It just was the way things were. But in Europe, all of my traveling was pretty much done without my parents. I went to France at the age of 12, like with a church group. I went to Italy and Slovakia and Poland and London on a basketball trip and all these different places, Germany. So like I used to travel without my parents a lot. It was just the way we did things. So my school took us to Amsterdam for a trip, okay? If you don't know where Amsterdam is, that is in the Netherlands. Most of the rappers talk about Amsterdam because it has the red light district. I'm not even gonna tell you to look that up, but it also is a place like in the Netherlands, you can go to the coffee shop, which isn't the same as a cafe. Coffee shop and cafe are two different things. But in the Netherlands, if you go to a coffee shop, you can get weed because weed is legal. In the Netherlands, when you want coffee, like Starbucks, you say cafe. But anyway, so our school took us on a trip to Amsterdam. And the reason why I went to Amsterdam before y'all judge my school is Amsterdam has a lot of history. The Anne Frank house is there. If you don't know who Anne Frank is, read the Diary of Anne Frank. But basically, she was a Jew during the time of the Holocaust, and they were hiding in an attic. And in her diary, she documents every day what it was like being Jewish during the Holocaust. Read it if you don't know. That ain't my history, but read it. So, you know, of course we saw that and the Van Gogh and like all these different things like the Diamond Museum. There's all these different, it's a lot of history and culture there. There's also, it's a lot of things that are there. But anyway, so we went for an educational trip, but also to have fun because it was every year at the end of the year, your school would go on a trip. So we went to Amsterdam and we having a time of our life. Like we away from our parents. You know what I'm saying? Like, first of all, I'm a preacher's kid, so the fact that I can get some free time, thanks be unto God. So, we're in Amsterdam, and we were staying in a hostel, and it was me and my homegirls, and, like, all of my guy friends from class or whatever. So, the way the hostel was set up, me and my homegirls' room was on the second floor. All the cool people was on the first floor, right? But here's the thing. They gave us a curfew, so everybody had to be in a room by, like, 9:15, right? So our chaperone, I will never forget, I'm not even going to say her name, but our chaperone was sleeping. Me and the girls not sleeping at 9 o'clock. So they was like, yo, let's sneak out. And I'm like, ooh. You know how like you were like back in those days, I was very peer pressure because I didn't know who I was. So I was like, okay, cool, let's go. So me and 3 of the girls went. 1 girl stayed. She was too scared to move. So we sneaked down the fire escape stairs. Right when we come down the fire escape stairs, my homeboy's room was right there. So he's like, yo, what up, C-Dub? Dizzle. They called me Can Dizzle back in the day. Don't ask about it. What up, Dizzle? Like, you know, dap me up. You know, like we hanging on the hallway. Okay, this is how I knew I was meant to be saved. Something on the inside of me was whooping my butt. It was the Holy Spirit. I was like, I don't know about this, guys. I think we shouldn't be here. It just something doesn't feel good. But here's the thing. All the other chaperones are on the first floor drinking beer, hanging out, right? So, like, my floor was the only floor that was abiding by the rules. Everybody else's floor was chilling. And so in the inside of me, something is kicking my butt. Like, no, Candace, get out of here. It's time for you to leave. It was the Holy Spirit. So as soon as I'm walking up the fire escape stairs, I open the door. There is my chaperone. And she said, Candace, let's go. I said, oh. I didn't even care about the fact that I had got caught. I cared about the fact that when I got home, my mom was going to whoop my butt. Let me tell you something. You can do whatever you want, but you straighten up when they say, I'm going to call your mom. Please don't call my mom. Please. Let me tell you, there's nothing worse in the world than a black mama telling you, I'm going to deal with you when I get home. And that's exactly what my mom said. We had to call our parents and tell our parents we snuck out. So I'm dialing my mom and I'm like, hey, Mom. And she's like, Candace, I'm in the middle of a meeting. I said, oh, God. So not only did you interrupt her meeting, but now you have to tell her that you snuck out and you got caught. Girl, that's double whammy. Girl, you about to see Jesus. She gonna kill you, okay? You gonna see your maker today. Just go ahead and get ready. So I called my mom and said, hey, Mom. She's like, I'm in the middle of a meeting. What? I was like, so, kind of got caught sneaking out. She said, you did what? I said, yeah, let me say it one more time. So I kind of got caught sneaking out. And she said, okay, I'm going to deal with you when I get home. I was like, God, I can't go home. I was like, she's going to beat me. Please don't make me go home. All the Caucasian people are like, what is wrong with her? Why is she crying? My mama hadn't even touched me yet, and I was crying because I just knew that when I got home, she was going to beat me. She was going to tear me up. I could taste the leather upon my skin. Like, I knew she was about to whip me. So I was just like, God. So the punishment for sneaking out was we were also at Six Flags. So all the people who snuck out had to sit down at the amusement park and couldn't go out. We couldn't play or whatever. And so on the way home, I was just like, you know what? Let me get this fun in because I'm about to meet my maker, okay? Like, we get home in an hour. In an hour, my life is over. So we on the bus, we laughing, we joking, we kikiing, we rah-rah and all that good stuff, right? Finally get home. My dad picks me up, not my mom. So my mom has told my dad that I have snuck out to go see some boys. So now I look like a fast little girl that my dad didn't raise. He disappointed in me. And to me, when my parents are saying, look, let me tell y'all something about me. I really don't need whippings. My mom even said that. Like, we didn't really need to whoop Candace. All we had to say was, we're disappointed in you. My dad looked at me and he was like, how was your trip? And I was like, it was good, Dad. He was like, oh, yeah? So I heard you got in some trouble. Yeah. Candace, I am very disappointed. My heart, He was just like, I'm very disappointed in you. And I'm like, oh my God, I failed you. I'm so sorry. Like, nobody ever, not my daddy, not my sweet father that I love so much. So anyway, so he was like, well, when you get home, you already know what it is. I'm like, God, I'm gonna die. She's gonna kill me. Because I knew he wasn't gonna whoop me. I knew she was. So when I got home, my mama wasn't off work yet. So I snuck upstairs. I put all the stuff in the room and I just was quiet. You know, like when you about to get a whooping, like before you get a whooping, like let's say you get your, you know, like when you get your report cards, right? And you know you did bad, you sneak upstairs, you go clean up your room a little bit, you just be quiet as a mouse. So maybe she forget to whoop you. Psych. No. So I came in the house, I went upstairs, I just stayed in my room the whole entire time. I tried not to go to the bathroom, I tried not to do anything. So I also was sleeping, a day goes by, I wake up, I see my mama. I'm like, it's about to go down. It's about to go down. She said, hey, Candace. I said, hey, Mom. How you doing? Come here. God, please. At that moment, I was like, eternal God, Lord, wherever you at, I'm not ready to meet you. She gonna kill me. My mom was like, now explain to me why you thought it was smart to go out and sneak out. So I start lying because at this point, I figured, look, I got to get off. I was like, well, I was peer pressured and I don't know how to think for myself. And she was like, I don't want to hear that. Lay down. No, Mom, please. Please don't beat me, please. She's like, lay down. I'm like, God, I'm so sorry. She laid me down and I was about to get my whooping, but then she stopped and she just got up and she said, I shouldn't have had to do all this. I'm disappointed in you. That brought me home. I would have just rather get beat than her say she was disappointed in me. So after that, my parents, you know, I think they realized that I was a girl and I had hormones. So that, I mean, it wasn't giving me the birds and the bees talk, but they was looking at me like, she a little fast. Psych, I'm just playing. Nah, either way it goes, it was a good story. I totally lied my way out of it, but Lord, I pray I don't have to reap that lie in heaven. Like, forgive me. But yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed my story. I wasn't always saved. I had some issues. Hey, but don't do that. Don't just, because I know you snuck out of the house too. Only difference is you're not transparent enough to tell your story. God bless you. Period.